Well, yeah, man. It says that Yahushua is going to come back and execute Edom. I mean, yeah, execute judgment on Edom. Did Yahushua ever do that?
And the greatness of his glory.
And basically, at what point in time did you say that Edom was killed off? That had to be before the time of Yahushua came. What are you even saying, man? The Nabateans, you're sick.
Nabateans drove them north.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all.
Exactly.
That's like I said, and the Nabateans drove the Babylonians west. That when the Arabs when the Arabs started rising in the Middle East, they just drove the people either north or west or east. It's that simple. Moab and Ammon went east. The Hamites went north. West, and the Edomites went north. That's all that happened. They weren't killing people off. They were scaring people off, running them off. Some of them might have died, but they weren't killing whole populations off like that.
But Brother Josh, listen to the whole breakdown, man, and then hit me with something. Tell me, twisting out of scripture, and we're gonna really break it down and say, is this out of scripture? It's kind of a good thing that we really heard what you had to say about it, because now we can stop and really expound on it and break it down to really see if it's out of context. You see what I'm saying? Because even then, when this brother makes a statement and then he comes and he rebuttals it, you move on to the next point. It's not like, oh, well, do you have anything to say about it? And yada yada yada. So one person will get the last say, and you can't even address it. So whoever gets the last say, you can say some outlandish shit to try to discredit this brother.
Which is what he did.
Exactly. And this brother won't be able to say nothing about it. Or he'll have to say it the next time he gets to speak, which is cutting into his time. It's sick, man. Go ahead, bro. You can go ahead and break that down.
All right. Go ahead. Job 9, off top. We'll just go over this whole lesson. I didn't even get to go through it properly. Go start 24.
This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, and like I said, it's evident that the so-called white man is running the earth. I don't know anybody who can disagree with that. Especially since you believe in the Illuminati, Brother Josh. Now, go ahead.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof, and that's something he still hasn't addressed. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Now, get 1 Maccabees 3:48. Who else painted who the world calls Jesus Christ, the greatest judge, as a so-called white man? Who did that? Was it anybody else that's not white? No. White people did that. The same thing that the Greeks did in the time of the Maccabees here in the 3rd chapter, 48th verse. Okay, who were white people. The first great white empire to ever rise. The Greeks, okay? Philip of Macedonia gave birth to Alexander the Greek. And it's a well-known historical fact that Philip the Macedonian's descendants came from Edom. Now go ahead.
Yes, Brother Josh, or nigga Josh, the Babylonians did rule over the earth. The Assyrians did rule over the earth. The Persian and Medes did rule over the earth.
But there's one thing they didn't do.
Exactly. Which this was a cut. Another thing that brought out. With these two, it was these two scriptures and he brought out something else. Conversation's over.
I mean, it's done. Why are we even talking? Why is the debate even still going after that?
That's right. But he doesn't know what he's talking about. First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
And who are those heathens that did that? The Greeks.
That's right.
Now,
who are who?
White people.
That's right.
Now get Psalm 73 and 12. Get Sirach 21, 27. Go ahead.
This is Psalm 73 and 12. Behold, these are the ungodly.
These are the ungodly. Go ahead.
Who prosper in the world.
Who prosper in the world. Now, who prospers more than the white man in the world? Nobody, like we say all the time. The general average net worth of a so-called white man is 18 to 20 times that of a black or Hispanic man. Go ahead. Or that prosper in the world. That's it on 12?
No. They increase in riches.
Who increases in riches more than the so-called white man? No goddamn body. Now, Sirach 21, 27.
Sirach chapter 21 verse 27.
Go ahead.
When the ungodly curses Satan.
When the ungodly. Now we know that here in Psalms the 73rd chapter it talks about the ungodly increasing riches. So we know the ungodly are the white man. So what happens when the ungodly curses Satan? Go ahead.
He curseth his own soul.
Why? Because he is Satan. Okay? Letting you know that the ungodly increase in riches, which nobody increases in riches more than the so-called white man has, and the ungodly and Satan are one and the same. And the book of Revelation tells us that what? The devil and Satan are the same. So this in itself proves that what? The white man is the devil. The Bible is clear. That's what? A 4-verse breakdown. That defeat. Again, the conversation's over after that.
Slave.
You can say anything you want, but the conversation is over. We'll keep going though. Get Psalms 37, 25.
Psalm 37.
Yeah. Get Psalms 94. You go, oh, David. See, David was going through. Man, miss me, man. You don't have understanding, and that you're not a spiritual man. You're a carnal man, and that's why you don't understand that. But go ahead.
This is Psalms 37 and 25. I have been young.
No, go to 35. It's a lot. 37 and 25. I mean 37 and 35.
This is Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power.
I have seen the white man in great power. Go ahead.
And spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Spreading himself all over the world. The so-called white man has gone all over the world. He has spread himself like a green bay tree. He's got everybody. His money sets the standard for global trade and global economics. His language is spoke by any person who wants to fly a plane. Which is English, the American dollar being the economic standard, and over half the world speaks a white man's language, when over half the world is not white. Why is that?
What is their money? Green.
It's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, come.
Me and this brother was watching a video of this white bitch. This old white bitch was just basically saying that white people can go through life and never have to see a so-called black man or a Latin man. They can really go through their whole life without having to see them. There's no way for us to do that. That's another reason why they've spread themselves like a
because we go to them in one of all things.
In one of all things. Everywhere. 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 If I live over in a hut in Africa, one, you're going to probably see some motherfucker come up with a camera trying to film me. All right? You're going to see another motherfucker if I try to watch some type of TV. All right? Anytime, if I try to get involved with the world, you have to see so-called white man. All right? Simple and plain. Or you're just going to really be in some cave not doing nothing.
And see, and then they want to say, well, every time it says the wicked, you want to put the white man in there. Well, I mean, when you read Job 9 and 24, it describes the white man. So that lets us know that every time the wicked come up, it's the white man. Right. And that lets us also know that the white man is Esau, because the wicked, Esau is known as the border of wickedness.
Another thing, he says that we take it out of context because every time we see the word wicked, we want to put the white man there. Now, if it's talking about the wicked and it's talking about Israel, why is Israel wicked? Because
it'll go on to explain.
They go on to explain about them following the ways of their rulers, which at one point in time was the Babylonians. Yes, we already know that. Nigga Josh. At one point in time it was the Assyrians. We know that. Nigga Josh. At one point in time it was the Persian and Medes. We know that. Nigga Josh. So and after them,
and really the Persian and the Medes, it wasn't even happening like that with the Medo-Persian Empire.
That's what I'm saying.
Getting right.
Who are we still under rulership under now?
Who and not just that, for the last 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Over 2,000 years. None of their empires, of these other empires you mentioned, reign was longer or even close to as long or as treacherous.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Nobody covered the faces of the judge thereof.
Nobody even thought to do that. They would go and make their own.
Yeah, they got their own shit.
They go make their own Buddha, Muhammad, all of that. They're not thinking to go take somebody out of this script, this book right here.
All those other captivities.
And keep the same stories.
No, go ahead. You done?
Yeah.
All those other captivities you was in, man, that was just the devil's trial run. Like this brother said, the devil has an arm on the earth. Okay, he was working his way, facilitating and manipulating and and all those other captivities. But when he got to the so-called white man, he said, I perfected this thing. All right? I got this thing unlocked. I have a system to where I'm going to cause these people to go straight to where I'm going to reign forever. I'm going to reign forever. Why? Because I'm going to take counsel with these other people to cut the nation of Israel off from being a nation. All right? That's why. Those are enemies. Another thing I was going to bring out to him, he said, love your enemies. Didn't Yahushua say, those that will not reign over those that will not have reign over me, bring hither a slave before me? Is that love? Yes, it's love. Is that love? Yes, it's love. Is that love? Yes, it's love.
And that's talking about the Israelite, because again, number one, either the enemies. Number one, we already made it historically in the Bible it showed that the nation of Edom are the Lord's are Israel's enemies and the Lord's enemies. Therefore, if the Lord said He hates them, then why would Yahushua then go and tell us to love them? So it clearly must be talking about somebody else. See, that's what's wrong. Yahushua is dealing with Israel and the interior, conduct of Israel. He's not worried. He wasn't dealing with what the hell was going on with other people. He hates those people, man. All right.
The strangers were Egyptians. Okay, and He said, show love to the strangers that are dwelling among us, not the strangers that we're dwelling among. All right. The so-called Whiteman is not dwelling among us now. We're dwelling among them. All right. We are in captivity to them.
And their kingdom.
You got that song?
Yes, Psalm 94.
Go to 37.
Psalm chapter 94, verse 3. Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph?
That's right, because the wicked are triumphing. Who triumphs like the so-called Whiteman? He's been triumphing for about 2,000 years. Go ahead.
How long shall they utter and speak hard things?
That's right, and they do utter and speak hard things. They decree these unrighteous decrees, pass these laws. Go ahead.
And all the workers of iniquity boast themselves.
That's right. All the workers of iniquity boast themselves, man. These white people work iniquity and upon iniquity and boast themselves. Go ahead.
That's right, man. Last week, man, when this bitch came up, boasting herself. Well, you guys are black here on the corner. You must not have jobs. You must not can't fucking eat. Yada yada yada. Bitch, are you sick? That's the so-called. That's the spirit of the so-called white people boasting themselves. Automatically just assuming that they're above us because they're white, and that since we're black, we're just the base. And the brother's gonna bring that out in a scripture that just went right over their head. Tell me they don't do that to us. Tell me they don't make us the basis of people.
Make us a proverb and a byword.
Proverb and a
song, their song.
And yeah, exactly. They make us as the mire in the mud, man.
Down the street.
They try to make us synonymous with being just low and filthy, man. You people are sick if you don't see that.
And that's what they always put black
and
with.
some dumb motherfucker trying to come up on a question board talking about, oh, you know what? He's a victim. He's a victim. He's a victim of
Nobody's playing the victim.
Man.
Nobody's playing the victim. Did the white man oppress me? Yes. What is the reason behind it? My people being wicked. But and again, and here's something. Okay, now let's say that there's so-called white people who follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Let me ask you something. Was Ezekiel a slave in the Babylonian Empire? But was Ezekiel a righteous man who followed the law, statutes, and commandments? What about Daniel? It don't matter if that, even though there were righteous of our people, we still went into slavery.
Right.
So even if there was a righteous cracker, he still got to go into slavery.
That's right. Why? Because the Lord is judging you as a nation.
Hey, the Lord doesn't deal with individuals; He deals with nations, man.
Think about it. When the people that actually came out of Egypt, you think that whole generation was just going and murmuring against the Lord? No. But what did He say? Not one person in the generation was going to pass into the land that I give them. Do you think it's just every single person was just murmuring? No. A lot of them have faith, man. But the majority of them were just wicked. And the Lord said, I'm gonna. Honestly, it's like I'm gonna make an example.
Two of them, mix.
Exactly. I gotta make an example of you. You know what I mean? If I wouldn't say smart or scorner, that's a simple word may beware. If you guys are scorning and scoffing against me, then eventually it's gonna pick up. Eventually, everybody's gonna start dealing that way. All right. Like I said, when I used to get whoopings as a kid, if my sister got a whooping, boom, my dad come busting in my room. Motherfucker, you next. All right. If I got a whooping, he busting in my sister's room like, motherfucker, you next. Because I'm not tolerating that. I'm not gonna allow this disrespect this disobedience to spread throughout the household. The Lord is not going to allow that shit to spread throughout Israel.
That's why he said to kill homosexuals, to kill witches. He said, because I don't want this to spread in Israel. Right. So you got to nip it in the bud.
Right. Verse 5, they break in pieces thy people.
They break in pieces. Now, who has broke into pieces the Negro, Latino, and Native American man? I mean, these scriptures are clear. These are simple questions. What are the answers to every question? The white man. Go ahead. It's not something complicated. Go ahead.
Now, what are they going to say to that?
Well,
same thing he's been saying about these other captivities that we went in.
Well, what's relevant to now?
Well, first of all, what's relevant to now, but there's always a part of the verse that really pinpoints what he's talking about. Job 9:24, he covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where who is he? What we're about to read right now, it's clear that it's talking about one captivity that we went in rather than all of them. There's a lot of similarities in all the captivities, but there's one difference that makes these people the wicked. It says, they break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thine heritage.
That's right, they afflict us. Who has afflicted us more than the white man? Go ahead.
Hey man, they afflict thy heritage. That's 4. You said 5.
Go to 7.
Go to 7. And how do they afflict our heritage, man? They take it away from us. They hurt the nation of Israel, and then they steal the nation of Israel, the name of Israel from us, and claim it for themselves, man. Thinking they gonna trick the Lord. I don't think they're gonna trick the Lord, but they have a scheme to where if they keep us down, that the Lord is never gonna come back, man. All right. So basically, with this nigga Josh's philosophy, Israel's never gonna be built up, man. All right. Israel's never gonna be built up so that the Lord can come back. All right. Verse 6: they slay the widow and the stranger and murder the fatherless. Yet they say the Lord shall not see.
That's right, and that's the white man.
That's right, man.
That's the only person who that is. They think they're going to get away with all that. That's their sentiment. Now go ahead.
Neither shall the God of Jacob regard it.
That's right. Go ahead.
That's 7.
Okay, now get Isaiah 27.
This is Isaiah 27:1. In that day the Lord will.
Go ahead, bro.
In that day the Lord with his sword and great strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent.
Okay, now Leviathan. Now there's an actual Leviathan, an actual sea monster, and then you got a people that are known as Leviathan, and it says that piercing serpent. Okay, now go ahead.
Even Leviathan, that crooked serpent.
That crooked serpent. Okay, because he deals crookedly. He's dealt treacherously, and that word piercing goes back to the Hebrew word baryak, meaning fleeing. Okay, because this same serpent, this same group of people has the same spirit that Cain, that fugitive spirit that Cain had on it, which we all know in the book of, pertaining to the book of 1 John, the 3rd chapter, the 12th verse says that Cain was of that wicked one, just like this white man is, of the devil. Now go ahead.
And he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
That's right, he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Now go ahead. All right, that's it. Go to Job 30. And the Most High is going to slay the dragon that's in the sea. Now what is the sea? That's all these people. And this white man is that dragon that's in the sea that the Most High God is getting ready to slay. And he don't want to address that. He didn't address that. He didn't address a lot of things. Job 30, go to verse 5 first.
Show me where you take it out of context, nigga Josh.
This is Job 30 and 5.
That's right.
They were driven forth from among men.
They were driven forth from among men. Who was the so-called white man? Go ahead.
They cried after them as after a thief.
Because they chased the white man out of the Middle East into the Caucasus foothills of Georgia, Russia. Okay, now go ahead.
To dwell in the cliffs.
Just like they did Cain, whose same spirit they're under. Go ahead. To dwell where?
In the cliffs of the valleys.
In the cliffs of the valleys,
In caves of the earth.
In caves of the earth, because they're the cave people. The so-called, like he said, and whatever other people that lived in caves. Who are the people that are synonymous with caves? White people. They call themselves Caucasians, meaning they are cave dwellers. No other group of people, no other ethnicity of people calls themselves the people that dwell in the caves other than white people. Go ahead.
And in the rocks.
That's right, go ahead.
Among the bushes they brayed.
Go ahead.
Under the nettles they were gathered together.
That's right, go ahead.
They were children of fools.
Stop at 8, go ahead.
Yeah, children of base men.
Children of base men. Right now, read that.
This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones.
That's right, and by the word of the holy ones, right? Go ahead.
To the intent that the living may know
that everybody should know this. That what?
That the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
So he ruleth in the kingdom of men. Go ahead.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
And set it up over it the basis of men.
The basis of men. So the basis of men have been set up over the earth. The Assyrians were a basis of men. The Babylonians were a basis of men. But it told us when Nebuchadnezzar had that dream and Daniel broke it down. He said, even though Nebuchadnezzar realized that he was the basis of man right here. He realized that Ethiopians were pretty base people. But Daniel still told him that every nation that comes after you is going to be lower than you, even a base thing. So the Medo-Persians were lower than that. And then who came after that? The white man. Right. So he's the lowest of the low. And especially this Roman white man is the lowest of the low, which is the one we deal with here in America. So the Lord said he's going to set up the basis of men. So the basis of men on this planet Earth are ruling. And we know that the so-called white man is ruling. So we know that's who this is talking about in Job the 30th chapter.
And just to say this, look at every time you see something that got to do with a caveman. You'll never see no black caveman. Right. Not never. It's so easy a caveman can do it. Look at that whole commercial setup from how many years it was. It's always some white guy with brown long ass hair, brown long ass beard, trying to push a fucking wheel.